Bonjour tout le monde! Hi everyone! Welcome back to the channel, guys. I hope you're doing amazing. I'm happy to see you today for another video. And for today's video, we're going to talk about a subject that is super interesting, that is going to be super useful for you if you want to know how to make phrases and how to build everything up. It's those little words that we use when we want to talk about something that someone owns or something that you own. That is called the possessive adjectives. In French, we call them les adjectifs possessifs. First thing, definition. What is an adjective possessive? How do we know how to recognize if it's one? Okay, un adjectif possessif accompagne un nom, meaning an adjective possessive is always connected to a noun. Il montre à qui appartient la chose. It's just demonstrating, it's showing who it belongs to. So, for example, if you want to say, it's my house, c'est ma maison. If you say, it's my house, the adjective possessive would be my. My house, it's connected to the word house. That is a noun. My house, it shows that the house is mine. So the possessive adjective would be my. In French, when you say, c'est ma maison, the my turns into ma. Ma maison, ma, is the adjective possessive. Ma maison, my house. Same thing if you want to say, voici son chien. Voici son chien means here is his or her dog. We're going to see the translation and how everything works, but in that phrase, voici son chien, son is the possessive adjective. It's showing that the dog belongs to someone, to his or her dog. Okay, so now let's see a little bit how everything works. As you know, in French, everything is gendered, meaning that when it comes to object, things, animals, everything is either masculine or feminine, singular or plural. It's always the case. When it comes to those gender, your possessive adjectives will always be connected to the gender of your noun. Meaning, if we back on this one, when I say it's my house, c'est ma maison, my main word, the noun that is in the phrase, is house. House is maison in French. Maison is gendered. If you want to say a house, you're going to say une maison, meaning that maison is feminine. It's a feminine word. Because it's feminine, I'm going to need to put a feminine adjective before that noun, meaning my would be a feminine my. So we have all types of adjective pronouns when it comes to the gender of the noun. Here, when we use the possessive adjective, we have possessive adjectives that are masculine, that are feminine, that are plural to match the gender of the noun that is going to follow. So here, same thing. Because maison is feminine, I'm using the feminine my, which is ma. When you say chien, chien is masculine. That's why I'm using a masculine pronoun in front of my noun, chien, to match the same gender. It's always going to be the case. So, as I told you, every noun is gendered in French. We have the masculine, the feminine, and the plural. When it comes to plural, there's no gender. It's going to be the same rule if it's masculine or feminine. As long as it's plural, it's plural. So you're good with it. Let's try to see a little bit how everything works and what are the words that we use and how do we use them. Let's focus on the my. If you want to say my, as I said, we have three ways to say my. We have the my that is masculine. That means the noun that's going to follow the my is masculine. For example, if I want to say my cat, cat, we say chat. Chat, it's masculine. So I need to have a masculine my to say my cat. The my would be mon, M-O-N, mon. Mon is the masculine my. Same thing, if I want to say my couch, couch is canapé. Same thing, canapé is masculine, so I need to use a masculine my in front of my word, couch, canapé, mon. Mon chat, mon canapé, meaning my cat, my couch. Those words are masculine, so I'm going to use the masculine my, which is mon. Same rule for the feminine. My table. If you want to say my table, table, same word, but we say table, it's feminine. Because it's feminine, I'm not going to use mon. Mon is for masculine. So I'm going to use the feminine my, which is ma. Ma is for the feminine. Ma table, my table. Ma maison, I told you that maison, house is feminine, so I'm going to use the feminine ma maison. And then we have the plural. You're going to see mes chats, mes tables. Because it's plural, as I said, there's no gender. So you're going to put mes, that is the plural my, and you're going to put your s at chat or table because now it's plural. You have plenty of them. So you put everything plural. The article, the adjectives you're going to be using, and your noun always has to be connected. So if the noun is masculine singular, so will be your adjective. If your noun is plural, so will be your adjective. But here you see that you have a little column on the feminine saying mon plus vowel. I told you mon is for masculine, ma is for feminine, me is for plural. But we have sometimes mon even in the feminine. Why? For example, if you want to say my friend, if you want to say my friend masculine, friend is ami. My masculine is mon ami, it's okay. Mon ami, it works. The word for feminine is the same. It's ami. You're just going to put your E at the end. You see that here on the third column, you say A-M-I-E. This is the word friend, feminine. But if my word is feminine, that means I used to have a feminine pronoun in front of it because it needs to be connected and matching. That means I was supposed to say ma ami. Ma for the feminine, ami because it's feminine. But here we have an issue because if you say ma ami, we have two vowels that are connected. Ma, M-A, finishing with the A. Ami, also starting with the A. And we don't like it because if you want to read it, you're going to say ma ami. There's a break in the pattern. You know that we hate that. So just a matter of pronunciation because we want to make everything smooth. Every time you have a feminine word, such as ami, that starts with a vowel, you're going to keep the masculine pronoun, our adjective, just to be able to link it. It's just a matter of pronunciation. So you're going to say mon ami. It's smooth. So this is the rule. If you have a masculine word, you use mon. If you have a feminine word, you use ma, unless you have a feminine word that starts with a vowel. If your word feminine starts with a vowel, you're going to keep the masculine just to link it. And plural, you say me. Okay, then we have your. As you know, in French, we have two types of you. We have the formal and singular or the informal. It depends who you're addressing to. If you're in an informal context, that means in a chill way, you're talking to a friend, you're talking to one of your family member, one person and someone you're close to. If you want to say you're going to say ton when it's masculine. If I want to say your cat, ton chat. Your couch, ton canapé. If I want to say your table, ta table, feminine. Ta maison. Same rule. If I want to say your friend, friend still starts with a vowel. It's ami with an A. I cannot say ta ami. Even if my word is feminine, starting with a vowel, ta ami, I have two A's. So I'm going to keep the masculine, ton ami. And then plural is the same, it's tes chats, tes tables. This one is tricky. Careful. When we want to say is or her, it's not the same rule as in English. In English, when you want to say is or her, it depends on the gender of the person that owns the thing. For example, if I want to say that's his car, the car belongs to a guy. That's his car. In French, it's not the same because the gender is always connected. The adjective is always connected to the gender of the noun. It has nothing to do with the person who owns it. Meaning, for example, if you see here the word chat, it's masculine. It's always masculine, chat. So if I want to say his cat or her cat, I'm going to keep the same pronoun because it has nothing to do with the person who owns it. It has to do with the gender of my noun. So because cat is masculine, I'm always going to put the masculine adjective in front of it. Even if it's a girl's who's owning the cat, I'm still going to say son chat because chat is masculine, so I'm keeping the masculine adjective. Same for example, if I want to say his house. If I want to say his house is feminine. So I'm going to keep the feminine is or her, which is sa. So careful with those distinctions. Same thing. And if you want to use the plural, it's se. Ses chats is or her cats, and ses tables is or her tables. So that means when you want to translate it, because it has nothing to do with the gender of the person, but the gender of the noun, we don't know. So meaning, if I say, for example, son chat, I don't know if it's his cat or her cat. I just know that my word cat is masculine. That's why I'm using the masculine adjective. That's all. Careful with that. So, for example, if I want to say her bike, her bike is vélo. Vélo, it's masculine. So even if I want to say her bike, I'm going to keep my masculine adjective son. Masculine. Son vélo. Her bike. Is that not because it's feminine that I'm going to say sa vélo? Okay? Vélo is masculine, so I need to keep the masculine adjective in front of it. Son vélo, that can be either his bike or her bike. Then, easier. If you want to say our, there's no gender. That means you're going to say notre for everything as long as it's singular. That means if you talk about one thing, our plus one thing that is singular, you're going to keep notre. Our cat, notre chat. Our couch, notre canapé. Our table, notre table. Our house, notre maison. Here, I'm using notre, even if it's masculine or feminine. As long as it's singular, you keep notre. For the plural, you say nos. Nos chats, nos tables. Then to say your, but this time formal. It's votre. Same rule as the our, notre, no gender, just singular or plural. If you want to say, for example, your cat in a formal way, votre chat. Votre canapé, your couch, formal way. Your table, formal way, votre table. Your house, formal way, votre maison. And then if you want to use those things plural, your cats, formal and plural, you use vos. Your tables, formal and plural, you use vos tables. And then if you want to say their, same thing. If there is singular, you're going to say leur chat, their cat. There's just one cat, it's singular. Leur chat, their cat. Leur maison, their house. But if I talk about something that is plural, I'm going to put my S. Leur chat, the pronunciation is the same here because the S is always mute. But when you write it down, you have to put the S if it's plural. If your noun is plural, you put your S of your adjective. Leur chat, their cats. Leur table, their tables. So we have mon, ma, mes. Ton, ta, tes. Son, sa, ses. Notre, nos. Votre, vos, leur. Okay, no examples. If I want to say my brother is called Paul, my brother is frère. Frère, it's masculine. So I need to have the masculine my, which is mon. Mon frère s'appelle Paul. My sister lives in Paris. Sister, sœur. It's feminine. I want my feminine, ma. Here, sœur is not starting with a vowel, so I keep the original regular way to say my feminine, which is ma. Ma sœur habite à Paris. My parents travel a lot. Parents, plural. It's my plural this time that I want. Mes. Mes parents voyagent beaucoup. Our school is big. School, école. Here, école, it's feminine, but you don't care because it's notre. So as long as it's singular or plural, that's all that matters. Our school is big. Notre, our, singular, because it's just one school. École est grande. Your ideas are great. Your ideas, but let's make it formal. Ideas, idée, this time it's plural. So I'm going to use the your that is formal, either votre or vos, but because it's plural, I'm using vos. Vos idées sont géniales. And last one, their kids are adorable. Leurs enfants, kids is plural. It's their plural that I want. Leurs enfants sont adorables. Their kids are adorable. Here I wrote you a couple of different phrases so you can still practice, read it on your own, and try to see how it works. This is my book. C'est mon livre, masculine. My. Your sister is very nice. Ta sœur, your sister. It's your informal feminine. His car is blue. Careful, car. His car is blue. Car, we say voiture. Voiture, it's feminine. So even if I want to say his car, I'm going to keep my feminine adjective. Sa voiture est bleue. So I'm going to use sa voiture if I talk to someone who's owning a car that is masculine or feminine. I always going to keep the same pronoun in front of my word because of the gender. That's not going to change. Sa voiture, always keep the feminine. Her cat. Cat is masculine, as we said. So I'm going to keep my masculine adjective. Son chat est petit. Our house is big. Notre maison est grande. Vos parents sont gentils. Leur chien est drôle. J'aime mon école. Here, école. École, it's school. Okay. École, it's feminine. We say une école, it's feminine. But I cannot say ma école. Because if I say ma école, I have two vowels. That's why I'm skipping here my masculine my. Mon école. She calls her friend son ami. They sell their apartment, leur appartement. Here is a couple different phrases that you can try to read again just to make sure, okay. But now I have this exercise for you. I would like you to put the right possessive adjective. You have the table, and I wrote you for the person, and I wrote you the gender and the masculine, singular, plural, everything of the noun. So first one, je cherche cahier. Even if you don't know what that means, I just want you to try to put the right adjective, knowing that you already have the gender of the noun. So you know that cahier, I wrote you cahier, it's M and S. M for masculine, S for singular. So we have a masculine word here. It's for je. Je is I for myself. So I want the my. My that is masculine and singular. What could it be? And you can try to do all of that, all of the phrases, practice. If you have any question, usual, please don't hesitate to text us or to ask your questions in the comment section. I hope that this helps you a little bit to understand the adjective possessives in French, and I cannot wait to see you next week for another video. Salut!